Hello, today I'd like to talk to you about PCD diamonds. So what is PCD? And then where can I use PCD diamonds? Where do they work best? And then how to fit them to the machine. So let's cover firstly on what is PCD. So PCD stands for polycrystalline diamond. It's a man-made diamond, usually mounted on the face of a little button of steel. And as you can see here, we have the cutter first and then a rider behind, and that's on the disc, and then we have the plug, and in the same format we have two cutters here and then a rider behind it. The purpose of that configuration is that the cutter on its own without the rider would dig way too deep and actually cut into the concrete too much. So we always use a rider PCD behind it as a wearing face to prevent the cutter from going too deep into the concrete. So without further ado, let's have a look at how we fit these particular tools to the machines. So here we have the PCD disc. This particular disc can be fitted onto the Satellite 480s and the Satellite 600s and the Satellite 760s, the 760 dual and also the 760 quad. The PCD disc also comes in 250mm, suitable for the Meteor 250 and the Satellite 650 standard. Okay, so let's have a look at where we can use PCDs. What application is typically used? So often there's situations where we need to remove pressure sensitive glue. Now these glues are very elastomeric, very sticky, very difficult to remove with traditional diamonds. So often, not always, but often PCDs work very effectively in removing pressure sensitive glues, even up to 6mm thick. Another application is polyurethanes. So a clear polyurethane over top of a floor, needing to remove that, PCDs will slice that off very effectively. Other applications include other waterproofing membranes, and things like tile bed adhesive can come off very nicely, and it leaves a fairly good finish ready for final grinding. Okay, so let's have a look at how to fit these particular tools to the Satellite 480 standard. So as mentioned, the PCD disc just fits in the standard way that any other F-Series disc would fit onto the machine. So simply slide the insert into the disc and put the disc onto the machine. So this action is obviously going to be floating, and it doesn't cut as well as the SP, which we'll have a look at in a moment. So to remove the disc, obviously just give it a sharp tug away and the disc comes off. So if you were to use the PCD plugs, they're a lot more aggressive underneath the Satellite 480, and to do that we need to firstly remove the magnetic plugs from the machine. So I'm sure all of you would know how to do that, but you strike the black disc just beside the plug and the magnetic plugs slide out like so. So you have a clean disc. And then you need to install the PCD plug. Now at this point it's very important to note that the orientation of the plug is important. So we have the disc here, it's going to turn in a certain direction, and then we fit the plug into there like that with the PCDs in a line through to the center of the disc. Now how do we know the direction of rotation? Okay, so it's a good idea to remove all tooling from the disc so there's nothing under there, and then plug the machine in and turn the machine on so you can see the direction of rotation. Now a quick tip, if the motor is turning clockwise, the disc is turning anti-clockwise, it's the reverse direction. Okay, so once we've established the direction of rotation, we need to install the plug. So as mentioned, install the plug with the PCDs in a line to the center. And then you do that to all three positions, or you can use 6 plugs underneath this machine. Okay, so let's have a look at the Satellite 480 SP and how to fit the tooling to that particular machine. So underneath the Satellite 480 SP, things are a little bit different. So under here we have the rubber retainer ring, which holds the discs onto the machine. So line the disc up over the pins and fit the rubber ring to there. So that's how you fit the disc to a 480 SP. And as you can see, as the machine turns, the action of the PCD actually assists in removing coatings and membranes more effectively. Now, if we were wanting to run PCD plugs underneath the Satellite 480 SP, it is a little bit more involved in that you need to remove the driver plugs from the system, and there's a video on that in our video help section, and then fit the PCDs, as mentioned before, into the tapers in a straight line to the center. So hopefully that helps on how to use PCDs and where to use them. Thanks for watching.